welcome to this, our very last Brain Blast for the series. So, I kind of want to, review a little bit where we've been about the brain and you, the brain, the body and you. So much of what has emerged over the time has been about getting you to engage or encouraging you to engage a little bit more deeply with what we're doing. Our brain is not just this, complicated, overly complex thing in our head that we can do nothing about. It's a wonderful tool that we can utilize. We've learned how we can talk to the left side or to the right side, and that we relate to people, and that we have an interflow between. And sometimes we're in the sort of right side of brain, and other times we're in the left side of brain, and we need to coordinate and interact and have an interplay with other people in the context of those sides. And a lot of our arguments and disturbances are because we're not acting with people, we're acting on people. We've talked about health and welfare, we've talked about kids, we've talked about stress, we've talked about sleep, we've talked about the importance of lifestyle, we've talked about the polyvagal theory, we've talked about the winner-loser world theory. But constantly flipping up through everything as we go along, partly because it's what I do, but it's also because it, as I see, is a fundamental element of what is going to lead us to better health and well-being. And that is a curiosity approach. And one of the things that I've realized as I've been going along is that curiosity is sort of a word in two frames. It has two elements to it. There's the act of curiosity, there's sort of doing curiosity, seeking, wondering what is out there, looking for the answer, playfully examining the possibilities, and even opening the doors of possibility. But there's just a state of curiosity. And it's that state of being. Where do you start? Where do you start your day? And what we want in curiosity, and what I believe, no, I don't believe like some faith. I believe because the literature and the research gives me the great strong indication to do so. But I know that with curiosity, that we increase our dopaminergic processes of positive anticipation. We increase our serotonergic processes of reducing the fears, the amygdalic distress response. We increase our focus and attention, the norepinephrine and the acetylcholine processes in the frontal cortex that enable us to be not only focused in our attention, but also have a breadth and a width to our perspective. And we also have that wonderful sense of reward that comes from the endorphins and the enkephalins, which come from the periaqueductal gray and from various other places. We also have a stimulation because we're open, because we're moving forward, because we're looking to engage. We have a stimulation of our engagement and social engagement and trust aspects, so that's oxytocin. We also have improvements to our pain threshold, so this is to do with a thing called neuropeptide Y. We have all these things, and I've only just scratched on the surface. I'm sure as I delve in, and if I actually get, I suppose lots of money to do some research, research always takes money, but I'll continue to follow the research to see if other people are doing it. The sorts of things that are enabling us to have a body that then is producing the sorts of genes that are going to enable us to have a healthy, well-being, thriving life without having to work at it, without having to force ourselves, without having to drive ourselves. I'm really keen for you to use mindfulness, and we've had some mindfulness exercises. We've had some wonderful focused attention, which the brain is a time machine. When we had the television sets and we worked on those, that's kind of a mindfulness exercise of placing you in time and the world in time, as well as a timeline from NLP. If you look through, and some of you are familiar with various other theories and ideas, you'll see NLP, you'll see CBT, you'll see REBT, you'll see ACT therapy, you'll see PARTS therapy, you'll see all these different things popping their heads up in the conversations that I've been having with you over the past year. Not because I'm necessarily borrowing from those, although I am, but because I've learnt all those, I understand all those, and like, duh, of course we need all those. But we don't need one of them, or that one, or this one. We need all of them, because they're all expressions of the whole. They're all elements that focus on a particular part of the whole. And in an organized, a self-organizing system, which is what our brains and our body really are all about, if you add some change, you add a bifurcation to the system, there will be changes all over the system. And so when you're doing something, if you find a sudden change, then you're probably doing something that's very close to the thing, to where you need to resolve. If you're doing something that's has a sort of a delayed effect, then maybe you're at a distance from where you really need to work. It's still effective because, like the ripples of a pond when you throw in the stone, and you might try different things to see if you can get closer. Sometimes your work will be with a mental-based process. Sometimes your work is a purely body-based process. Your vitamin D, what's that up doing? What's your fitness level? What are the 9 voices telling you? The skin, the sun, all those S's, plus pain and face. Please go back and examine and re-examine and review. And when you go back and review, you'll say, oh yeah, that's right, that's what Richard was saying. I remember that now. So you won't have to spend a lot of time on it. Now make some notes. Now go off to Google. Now go and grab the books. And I sincerely hope I'm writing some more books. That's one of the projects that's coming up, and why we're taking a little hiatus from producing the videos for a little while. But we'll just come back and we'll do something new. I think this is a nice little package. And I think we've really come round. Last Brain Blast was on gene expression. That's moving right the way through to the minute, the inner, the sense of things. Our lives are an opportunity to live, and to live in such a way that we can be and have that being a joy and something that we wish to wake up to every day. Sure, the business world is difficult, and school is annoying, and taxes are awful, and making money is strugglesome, and all these things, but it is to be. Remember that poem a while ago, a few sessions ago. It's not because of what I seek or because of what I've found, but because of where I am. Always somewhere. Because that place is you. And that word you is you. Is the you of your loves. Is the you of your environment. Is the you of the sun that gives you vitamin D and enables your brain to have gene expression. Is the you of your community, which enables you to have engagement and connection and make possible things that you never imagined. Because it is that curious you that is embedded with the blessing of possibility. We've just got to shed the win-or-loser world, the negativity, the difficulties we have and insecure attachments, and the stereotype threats that come at us left, right and centre, and just be in the somewhere of you. That is my message after 12 months of Brain Blasts. And once you're there, then you can delve and play and examine all these glories that make us who we are. And when you stuff up, you go, oh, I get it. I know what that's about. And when you do a blossoming joy, you go, ah, yeah, I know what that's about. Right side, contributing to left side, making details, opening up possibilities on the right side, creating more details and specific on the left. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I suspect, is the beautiful passage of life which we see in religions, in philosophies, in all over the place. It's all the same. To be the best that you can be. And in being that, then you are. So for now, this is me, and Your Amazing Brain 3.0, signing off for the moment, but only from this series. Do keep in touch. Bye for now.